For our FinTech Spotlight segment this month, we are featuring GoalSetter, a saving and financial literacy app for kids. I've invited the founder and CEO of GoalSetter, Tanya Van Court, back on the show to tell us more about this tool and how it engages kids from all backgrounds in understanding how to build wealth. Welcome back to the show, Tanya.
Thank you, Andy. I'm always happy to be here with you.
So let's talk about how GoalSetter can help with getting kids of all backgrounds to save.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny. There are so many parents who wake up when their kids are 10 or 11 and say, you know what? My kid keeps asking me for money. I really need to get them a debit card. And so that becomes that first moment in a parent's life where they say, I have an urgent and imminent need to do something for my kids, whether it's when they're 10 or 11 or when they're 13. I have an urgent and imminent need to give them this financial instrument. It's the first time that they have this need for a formal financial instrument. But what we say at GoalSetter is we're more than a debit card, because we don't think that giving your kid a debit card is good enough. We don't think that it's serving them in the way that you really want to serve them as a parent. What you want as a parent is you want them to learn responsible spending, of course, but you also want them to learn how to be goal-oriented. You want them to learn how to save towards the things that matter to them. You want them to not get caught up in consumerism, so that when they have a birthday or a holiday, instead of getting 10 gifts, they can get 10 goal cards that are actually real money that's being contributed to their real dreams, whatever those dreams and goals are. And finally, you want them to have financial literacy and financial education. And so those are all the things that we offer at GoalSetter. We offer a complete package of financial instruments that literally drop into the middle of your home and make money as a family an easy thing for you to do. We automate allowance. We automate gift giving. We automate, our debit cards actually have our financial literacy quizzes attached to them. And our financial literacy quizzes are super fun. They're rooted in memes and GIFs from social media influencers and pop stars. So kids love taking them. But our debit card has a rule called learn before you burn. And so if you turn on that rule as a parent, on Sunday morning, your kid's debit card will automatically freeze if they haven't taken their financial literacy quiz for the week yet.
Oh my God, I love that. That's incredible. So not only are we giving them the tools to learn how to spend, but we're equipping them with the education to do it intelligently.
I got to tell you, Andy, there's a little girl in Brooklyn. She's 12 years old, and she was being interviewed by ABC News about GoalSetter. And they asked her, what do you love best about GoalSetter? And she said she didn't even talk about money. She had like hundreds of dollars saved on her account. And she said, the thing that I love best is that GoalSetter teaches me the things about money that I never knew I should know. I thought money was all about saving some and spending some, but now I know it's about frugality and compound interest and the rule of 72.
Wow. How old is she?
12.
Oh my gosh.
And she had learned all of that by taking our fun financial literacy quizzes. And so we are literally turning kids into financially fluent people, which is amazing.
Wow, these are future millionaires. I see it happening. That's incredible.
Totally. She will probably tell you billionaire with a B, Andy.
There we go. I love it. That's what we need. That's great. I love it. Very cool. So tell me about the allowance system. You said that it's associated with it, but how does it work? So do I tie my chores into it? How does that work?
So, Andy, I don't know if you knew this about me. I don't know. We talked about this in 2017, but I used to lead Nickelodeon's digital businesses for preschool and parenting. So nickjr.com and noggin.com. And in that capacity, I talked to a lot of kids and I talked to a lot of parents. And one of the things that parents told us, as we were launching GoalSetter and launching our allowance feature in particular, is there were 3 different ways that parents wanted to do allowance based on their own philosophy in their house. So, one set of parents said, we just believe that kids need money. They need to learn how to manage their own money. And I don't need that to be associated with chores. They should have money so they learn how to manage it. And so we've set up one allowance rule called set it and forget it. And so you're 10 years old, you get $10, no questions asked. There's a second set of parents that said, oh, yeah, I agree. Kids need money, but they need money after they do some work for that money. And so they have to do their set of chores every week before I will pay them a dime. And so we have a second allowance rule that's called you're on payroll, which means you're 10 years old and you get that $10, but only after you've completed your 5 chores. And then we have a set of parents that says, I'm not going to give them money for a set of chores every week. They've got to show me that they really understand how to hustle. And so we have a third rule for those parents, and it's called entrepreneur in the making, where they can set up a list of 10 chores or however many they want. They can assign a value to each of those chores, and their kid earns whatever they earn. They eat what they kill. So if they do 2 chores, they get paid for 2. If they do 8 chores, they get paid for 8. And so those are our different allowance rules, and parents can actually set them up in combination with each other. So they can say, I'm going to set up your on payroll, which means you get $5 if you do these 5 chores. But then I'll also add the entrepreneur in the making rule, which says if you do more than those 5 chores, you earn more money. So it's great because it really allows parents to customize this according to their family's needs.
I think that's great, and I like that flexibility. It's sort of saying, hey, every family is different. They do things in their own way, not saying, hey, this is the way you have to do it. I think that's fantastic. You mentioned that little girl who was 12 that was coming up with these epiphanies and learning these great opportunities. What is the age range for your tool for Goal Setter? What do you think the key age range is?
Oh my gosh. Andy, I love that you asked that question because I want you to recognize I have a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 4-year-old. You could not possibly think that I'm going to develop an app that leaves out any one of those kids. Not only because I want them all to be financially smart, but because as a mom, I don't want to have one of my kids on a teen debit card app and another of my younger kid on a savings app. And so at Goal Setter, we have literally made sure that we have a tool that works for cradle to graduation. And so, we have newborn babies who are on the app because their parent says, it's a great way for me to set up their first savings account. It's FDIC insured. And the rest of the family can give money to that savings account by sending goal cards. And, that baby can have them all throughout their lives as they grow. 5-year-olds can get allowance. They can start taking our financial literacy quizzes. They can also get gifts from family members. 10-year-olds, maybe you're ready for that first debit card. So they can do all of the other things and get their first debit card and have their quizzes attached to their debit card. And we've done focus groups with 16-year-olds who say, oh my gosh, Miss Tanya, Goal Setter is so slick and cool. We love it. It's way better than our fill in the bank platform, right? And so, hey, that was a joke, Andy. Fill in the bank as opposed
I like
to
it.
blank. Oh my gosh, I just got that. But they've been really excited about it. So we've really tested the platform at every age, and it's really resonated.
That's great. I love that it spans from cradle to graduation. That's fantastic. And then the cost. What does this cost somebody who's interested?
So, Andy, when I say that we really want to be for every family in America, I mean it. And that's why we don't have a set cost on a monthly basis. We actually have a pay what you think is fair model. And so we really hope that parents who can afford to pay, just getting your teen a debit card in this market today is $5 a month. We hope that they'll pay us $3 a month or $4 a month if you can afford to pay, because that lets us expand and extend Goal Setter everywhere into families who can't necessarily afford to pay.
That's great. I like that model. And then, as you said, it expands the opportunity for a lot of people. So where's the best place for people to learn more about Goal Setter and give it a shot?
You can definitely go to Goalsetter, GoalSetter.co, not .com, .co. And you can also download Goal Setter on the Apple Store, on the Google Play Store. So feel free to go there and download directly and set up Goal Setter for your family. And, it works on an iPad or a tablet device. It works on a phone. So, it really is a great experience for every age in the family.
Excellent. Tanya, I am all about helping kids save, and I know you are too. Thank you so much for this conversation, and best of luck in growing Goal Setter. And everybody, go to goalsetter.co, not com.co, to check it out today. Thanks so much, Tanya.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you for having me here.